Welcome to another episode of Pewology. This is the show where the people in the pews get to do all the talking and weigh in on a variety of issues. Sometimes those issues are cultural, sometimes they're political, sometimes they are relational. And so we've got a good one for you today because the ladies are here. Welcome, ladies. So glad that you could join. For the love.
I think Mike heard it.
Did we get picked or did we get volunteered?
She said, you got voluntold.
Yeah.
Voluntold.
Figured.
Voluntold. Okay. So I'm going to present to you something that unknowingly started with one of you, then went to the guys, then went to a podcast, and you're now responding to the podcast. Okay? So this is a great story. Are you with me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So one of you made a social media post. Okay.
This can't be me. You don't post. Gotta be one of you.
Yeah.
One of you made a social media post, and it became interesting enough because it got mixed reviews from the guys. Okay. So
he's looking at you, so it's you.
That's what I'm thinking. But
okay, hold on. This is great. So
What did you do, Zuli?
All three of our guests, for the people that are listening, are all married ladies. And one of the married ladies made a social media post commenting on how good looking another man was besides their husband.
Right?
probably.
Okay,
If you got long hair,
hold on.
light eyes, I was saying hello. What's up?
So
What's
good.
up?
It's not really important who. It's not even really
Is this
important.
recent?
It's fairly recent. It's not even really important who. Okay.
Is this my ortho surgeon?
Absolutely. So
You're what?
Ortho
so
surgeon.
proud.
What?
You're so
He's the chief surgeon for
I'm
celebrities.
so glad.
Hold on.
Jesse
He is
is
so
not
beautiful.
7 shades of red.
He's,
Okay,
He's
so Jesse made a post.
he's so beautiful. Yes.
Oh,
So
so
she made a
beautiful.
post
standing next to the WWE guy.
I don't know who the other guy is.
That's how-
the
that's who
exact
I paid
words were
attention
she
to.
was smitten
Oh my
with this
God.
other person.
What's
right?
wrong with that?
Okay.
Smitten?
Okay.
He's
So let's
beautiful.
go.
Old man.
He's short, but he's beautiful.
He's a
short but beautiful.
So let's. Okay, hold on.
Zoe,
Oh my
Zoe,
God.
I think Zoe
You're already
gets,
so out of control. It's unbelievable.
Zoe gets purposely injured, I think, so we can both go see him.
Okay.
Okay.
How long? Okay, so you're orthopedic, or you're what is he? He's an orthopedic surgeon.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did Trevor's hip
Okay.
twice.
Okay. So
He sees both kids.
So you've spent a lot of time with this man.
A lot. And I volunteer to take the kids all the time.
She's like, Trevor, you stay home. I'm going to take
Yeah.
them.
You guys do realize what he's going to ask us, right?
okay, but hold on. Let's go slow. So after this post, and I don't even because here's the thing: when it comes to social media posts, I don't read anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never read one of your posts. I've never read any of your posts.
Mhm.
I've never read anybody's post.
I know you don't. You never.
Wow,
like
not even
anything.
Hunter.
Yeah. No, if you post a picture, I'll look
Yeah.
at the picture.
Yeah.
So, but I would never read a post.
Right.
Like, who has the time
You
to
have-
go reading
yeah.
posts, right? So somebody said, like when the guys got back together, there was this coming. So we're always looking for new little things to talk about on the podcast.
You
And
were
somebody
the thing
said-
to talk about.
Somebody said, "Hey,
Oh, that's why. he
do
didn't
you
say
think it's
anything.
crossing the line, right, to have your wife comment about another man?"
No, but
Do-
guys can't do it.
Guys can do it.
No, but I'm saying, okay, but so
I guess that all
but your
depends
initial
on the context.
reaction was no.
No, I wouldn't say. I think that it's context.
Okay, context. What's the context?
Like,
What's the context that you can do it?
I mean, you ready to mark some of this out, Mike?
No crisis.
No, go ahead. I mean, what would be a context that you
Okay.
could do it?
I mean, in my personal opinion, it's context based off of the person who's doing it. Like, okay,
Okay, so the individual.
The
that's
individual
doing it?
itself.
Mhm.
Okay.
Jesse writing that is harmless.
Right. Okay.
A skank writing it is
Oh,
a different.
say
It's a
skank.
very different.
You want to
it's a
name
different
names?
situ-
Which skanks you
I
talking
mean,
about?
you want me to name names?
No,
You want me to do
no.
that?
Look at Mike's like, please name a name.
I mean, you want me to get into that?
No,
I mean,
no.
Are
Okay,
you
no.
writing a book again?
but you get what I'm saying.
You're writing a
But
book.
wait a minute. You think there are people in your like horizon of relationships that if they did it,
Oh,
it
I'd
would
be
be
like
completely inappropriate?
I'd be like, what is wrong with you?
Are you
But you
kidding?
understand why? Because Jesse's, first of all, Jesse is a habitual poster. So she posts.
She posts a lot?
all
I didn't
the
even
time.
notice. I didn't even notice.
She posts all the time. She posts like her food, her kids, her
I love
husband.
Facebook.
She posts everything. She posts her thoughts and her mind. She's
Okay.
very like
Open book.
open book, but she's very much so like. But anybody who knows Jessie knows that anytime, like when she posted that, it wasn't malicious at all.
What do
Like,
you
she
mean by
wasn't-
malicious?
like,
What do
she
you mean-
wasn't-
What do you mean by malicious?
She wasn't being malicious towards her husband.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't. She
was
wasn't
just
looking at him
noticing
going,
he was
"Oh my
good
God, I want to ride it." You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
geez,
Oh.
She
stop.
was looking at it like, "Hey,
Oh my.
he's a good-looking guy." You know what I mean? And
Right.
she's smitten by him, like, "Oh, he's so cute." But
Right.
but I know Trevor and I know Jessie. I know that there's nothing that negatively came from that.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm
Trevor
saying?
doesn't mind. Why should anybody else?
Like my husband and
Okay.
I.
So you think depending on the couple, if that's how the
Sure.
couple functions, then
Yeah,
it's
then it's
what it
okay.
is. It is what it is.
I point
Ray
out
and I
hot
will walk
girls
by
all
a
the
hot
time.
chick, and I look at Ray, and I'm like, "Yo,
Look at that.
that's a nice piece of
Yes, I do
that's
the
nice
same thing.
work."
Yeah, same.
And Ray just looks at me and he's like, I just love you so much, because we point out, but a nice looking guy will come by and Ray's like, that's a good looking dude, and I'm like, hell yeah, it is. I'm like, let me see if he wants more kids. You know, just kidding.
Okay. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. All right. So okay, so let me ask you this way then. Are you surprised? Are you surprised to hear that there would be some married men who would be like, okay, that seems a little.
Yeah, the insecure
Yeah,
ones.
the insecure.
Yeah.
Do you think it's insecurity?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's insecure about themselves. It's insecure about their relationship. It's insecure about a lot of stuff.
Their wife is hotter, so yeah, there's insecurity
Their wife is hotter?
than them, so they're insecure.
Or really,
Wait a minute.
really.
Wait a minute. So
yeah.
if the wife is hotter than the husband, then the
Then they're
husband's insecure.
insecure.
Then the
Not-
husband's
Well,
insecure.
I don't think that's always the case.
But it happens a lot.
I mean,
I just had a conversation with my coworker who said, I will never date a cute guy because I don't want to ever feel insecure. I literally just had that conversation today.
she's a twit.
She is a twit.
So she dates
So-
ugly dudes so she feels better about herself?
That's
Yes.
that's
she doesn't want to
ridiculous.
date anybody that's more
Is he
attractive
rich
than
though?
her. I don't think he was, but he does make good money.
Okay.
So either insecure in this country,
they've been
right?
together for
That's
like
what people
11
think.
years.
Or you're very, very Asian, very Chinese.
No, she's definitely not.
What do you mean? What do you mean by Chinese?
So very traditional. You know, wives are seen but not heard.
Okay.
And
Is that
You're like, I'm
a
out.
typical Chinese culture thing?
I'm out. I'm way out.
Do you think Asian, like specifically Chinese cultural women are more quiet, submissive,
absolutely.
traditional role?
Mhm.
Okay. So how did that not why didn't it stick with you?
Because she married a white man.
I purposely married white.
Well, you purposely married white?
So I don't
Like you
ever
just
have
you
to
went
go
out
through
and
that.
wait a minute, hold on. You went out and just said no Asian guys for me.
That's right.
It's whiteys only.
That's right.
Where it snows, I will go.
Mhm.
I mean,
So
she
I
did
don't-
go. She went Canadian.
The coldest
That is
country.
as white as it gets,
Yeah.
too. That is
I
as
mean-
white as it gets.
Polar bear white.
That is
Yeah.
polar bear white.
It was a conscious decision.
Conscious decision. Did you ever date anybody that was Asian?
Yeah. Doctors after doctors. Yeah.
Doctors.
Mhm.
Doc-
So you know
She's
what I
Asian. She's
Listen,
not allowed
I feel
to
like,
date.
I feel like
if
after
you're not a
before
doctor.
Trevor, Jessie lived a very different life. I feel like she has all these stories that we all need to find out about.
So you know how I describe them to my friends? It's like eating a bowl of white rice.
okay.
Right? You'll never starve, but it's not flavorful. It's not.
Oh, so
It's
the white guys
just-
had more flavor.
No.
Okay, whoa.
I was
No.
just about to say, I'm
No.
sorry, you're going to have to speak into my good ears. Did you just say that white guys had more flavor? I feel like that's the complete opposite way of how I was going.
No. With Trevor, I would have, I can choose how I want to live my life. Not with a Chinese guy.
Oh, you can.
Oh, because they
So
would
Trevor, yeah,
they would
'cause
demand a
Trevor
more
just lets you
traditional
do
role.
whatever you want.
They would
He's
demand a
very
more
free.
traditional role.
Absolutely.
Where Trevor
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
care. He's like, you want to make dinner? Great. If you don't,
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll eat ramen. You get
Oh my God.
Chinese joke.
It's not a Chinese
Ramen.
joke. No, it's
Oh.
not even the right country. Dang it. Jeez. All right, so hold on.
Sam's best.
Let's go back real quick. because the question was, are you surprised that there would be some guys, and you said insecurity. Most of the guys, because I asked him this on the podcast. I said, I asked this specific question.
You think guys will actually admit that they're insecure?
Listen, hold on. I'm not saying that they,
some will.
maybe they would,
Sure,
maybe
the
they
honest
wouldn't.
ones.
But I asked the specific question and said, do you think this shows signs about your own personal insecurities? I asked that question, point blank. And everybody paused and kind of thought that through. And then they said, no, this isn't about, like, do I believe my wife would be inappropriate with somebody else? It's the public, statement in front of everybody else that they see, that they would, some guys would say, that's disrespectful.
But why do you care what
Okay.
people say?
Hold on a second.
Who cares?
Facts. So here's the deal. Ready? For someone like me who never posts anything on Facebook, now I can only speak for myself. So for someone who doesn't,
Please, speak for yourself.
so like somebody like me who doesn't ever post anything on Facebook, and I were to turn around and I were to make a post like that, that would be disrespectful.
I'm like, damn, Sam is going through a divorce right now.
Facts.
So wait a minute. So if you said some guy was a good looking,
Well, if I had put a post like that, like like something along the lines of like that, I was smitten with for somebody who doesn't post anything, and then all of a sudden I come out and I post something like that, it would like people would be like, what's going on? Which would then be
because it sat out
like a
as
backlash.
so out
off.
of the arm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so very out of the ordinary and
Okay.
very off.
Right.
But like I said, in this instance, like Jesse posts stuff all the time and Trevor responds. Like, I mean, I find entertainment in the two of them sometimes because she'll post something and
Yeah.
he'll respond and I'm like,
Yeah.
you two are sitting in the same room, aren't you? And you're literally like just posting like
Right.
a whole conversation
Right.
with each other.
Right.
They're fun.
See,
They're
Right.
fun to
I
watch.
don't
Yeah.
get out much. So Facebook
don't-
Yeah, yeah.
is how I go out.
But you get what I'm saying? But because she
We're all
posts so
homebody.
much, but it's because she posts so much and she posts a lot of stuff, and if people know Jesse, and if they know Jesse and they know Trevor, they know that she would never post something about her husband to be malicious about it.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't being disrespectful to her husband by posting that. So I don't think that he took it disrespectfully under any
Trevor knows
circumstances.
that we're smitten.
Yeah.
That Zoe and I are both smitten.
Right.
Like Ray knows that I think that my UPS guy is super hot. He knows that. We've talked about it. Like he came into the office, Ray was there in the soup, and the UPS guy came in, and I looked at Ray, I was like, he is so hot. And Ray just started laughing. And like, so every once in a while he'll bring it up that, me
Right.
and the UPS guy. It's a joke. But there's no disrespect by it.
Huh.
Do you know what I'm saying? And he doesn't feel
What are you trying to ask? What are
Yeah.
you asking?
Well, I'm saying to you, so let's say Ray posts a lot.
Yeah.
And if he posted and said,
He would never do that.
why couldn't he do that?
He could, but he wouldn't.
But why? Why would that not be okay?
Murder.
Oh, so it bothers you? It will bother you?
You know what?
Do you
to be honest with you, I
see
don't
it
think.
all?
Yeah, to
Do
be
you
honest with you,
see
yeah.
at all?
To be honest with you, I don't
The-
know. I don't know if he would or not. I don't
But
think
do you
he would.
see at all the fact that your initial reaction at all is a
Yeah, yeah. I don't like. I guess. I mean, I think
you're
a lot of the
mumbling
reason.
a lot here.
Yeah,
You're
but I
not
think a lot of the
completely
reason. I think a lot of the reason is because of Ray's history.
Mm.
He got a lot of history here lately. I don't need and I don't think he would go down that road because he knows, because he wouldn't want to
So he
open up a door
you
that
would-
doesn't need to be open.
So you would not want. Oh, what do you mean by that?
Like, I mean, if he were to open up if he were to say something like that and make a post, it wouldn't be. I mean, look at a year ago, he posted like our entire life story and practically told everybody in the world that he wanted a divorce.
And he got called to the carpet.
He did really badly,
Mm.
and he became homeless for 7 months.
And he got
And it was
called
a
to the
lesson-
carpet by a bunch of his dudes.
His friends,
Why
exactly.
did he go? Is that when he went to Thailand?
No, that's when he moved to Verona.
Don't ask about Thailand.
No?
Yeah,
Because no,
Thailand's a whole different ball game.
because
Yeah.
Trevor told me that he's with a tiger. Like he
Yeah. He went to Thailand.
yeah. No, but
He went to Thailand by himself. That wasn't even part of the whole thing. No, Ray had posted about us because we had gotten into a big fight and it got really ugly. And he had posted this whole thing about like how horrible his life is and all this. And everybody just looked at it and went, "He's an idiot." and all of his friends told him to take it down, and he didn't. So he left it up for quite a few
Should we
days.
be talking about this right now?
Yeah, that
You
doesn't
are?
fit. Yeah, that doesn't phase me, girl. Not even close. But it was really ugly to the point where like he left our home and moved to one of our rental properties for like 7 months, almost 8 months. And he stayed there for a long time. And a lot of it was, I felt disrespected because he had posted things that didn't belong on the internet under any circumstances, whether it be for myself, for my marriage, for my kids, for my family that saw like there's a line you just don't cross. And that was one of those things that really.
Back to him, if he posted a similar post, though, you immediately said no.
No, I don't think. I mean, I'm not a jealous person though. Like I don't really get jealous like that.
But you said no.
I don't think he would.
Yeah, but obviously that's what I'm saying.
Would it bother you?
Obviously it would. You already paused. You already took way too long. The answer is yes.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think there's a. I don't.
She knows
I don't know.
Ray.
I don't
it
know.
would be vulgar.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know. I don't know if
perverted,
it would.
so no.
I don't know if I would be. I
Wait a
would
minute,
be
what?
jealous.
It's Ray.
Okay.
She knows him. It is not okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I know him.
'cause-
It is not.
Is it okay for her
yeah.
to say that?
Because you
Yeah.
can
Is
imagine
it?
that right now there's a bunch of dudes saying, it
I love
sounds like we got three
I call Ray
women
forever.
saying that it's okay if we do it,
but not okay
but
if
not
you
okay
do.
if the husbands do it.
No. Trevor
First of
can
all,
post
my
all
husband
day.
is beautiful, and he doesn't know that he's beautiful. So no, he cannot.
So he can't either.
No.
So
he's too
two out of the
friendly.
three would say their husbands can't do this, but I can.
If we're out and about and we're like,
He
hey,
can post all
that
day.
guy
I mean,
cute, that's different.
I mean,
but
I've never
Louis
stopped-
has no
yeah,
idea.
I've never stopped Ray
that
from
he's
doing stuff.
attractive.
Hold on.
Show me
on,
a picture.
Hold on. Okay. So your explanation to why he can't do it.
Well,
is
first of all,
because-
he won't because he never posts, just like you.
But if he did,
But if he did, I would be like,
What?
what is going on? Because
okay, but why would you have?
'Cause
that
that's not his
reaction? Why would
norm.
you have the reaction?
it's not his normal behavior.
But why isn't it?
Ask him. I don't know, but he's not into social media at all. He likes anime.
So forget about social media. If he just says to another guy, "Wow, she's hot," is that okay?
yeah, he thinks
Is
she's
that
hot.
okay?
I probably think she's hot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For me, I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably point her out before he would.
Yes.
same.
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 So,
So it's about social media then.
well, this
Yeah.
two levels.
Yeah,
Two
I
levels
think
of the question. Some couples, of course, would say, I don't need you to note somebody else's physical beauty to me. Right? That makes me uncomfortable. I'm not saying they're
yeah.
right or wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying some people would be like that.
For me, that's not
Okay,
that's
yeah,
not the problem.
I don't care.
Yeah. There would be some people like that, right? And then the
Are
second,
you like that, Mike?
no, I wouldn't care. The second group, though, would say, I care about the public perception, right? I care about that there's a general level of like, hey, I want you to honor me publicly. And that feels a little, and that feels like the reaction you two had when I said it could be a public post. It feels like that's the reaction you had, which was, hey, don't do this publicly to me.
Well, for me, it's like I've already been down that road again. Or I've already been down that road once. Like that'll
So
never.
that rises to that level of disrespect?
If he were to write something, because he's already crossed that line. So I feel like he posts, all he ever posts is pictures of me walking down the street and my butt and me in tight clothes or doing
So
all
if he
kinds
posted a
of.
picture of another woman in his life that he knows,
That's like, and he was
And
like,
he's like,
"Oh, she's
check
smoking
her out."
hot."
Yeah.
I'd be like, I feel a little bit like not okay about that.
okay.
Is it like a friend or is it like a random? That's a difference.
Maybe it's a chiropractor.
My chiropractor's hot. Very hot.
But now here's the deal.
I mean,
Now, if I knew, hold on
Okay,
a
but
second.
see,
Hold
I
on.
think you're-
We're
I
gonna
think you're-
I think that would be okay.
You would be okay with that? I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
mean,
you
because
would.
it's not.
No.
There's not
If
one
it's a-
male listening to
if
this
it's a
podcast that knows
friend.
you, Zuli, and says that you're telling the truth right now.
My husband does.
Oh, absolutely. I guarantee if we call him, he already said, I guarantee if we call
He
him.
said what?
I guarantee if we call him and said, hey, would it be all right for me to note somebody else in our life that is hot publicly to
But
other
that's
people?
what I'm saying.
Would my wife be okay?
Is it a friend or a
100%.
stranger?
No one believes that.
Because we should not be attracted to our friends.
Oh,
We
bruh.
should not be attracted.
Wait a minute. Why?
What the
Beauty's
hell
beauty.
do you mean why?
Well, beauty's beauty.
No.
Jesse's like, I'm attracted to people all the time.
No, I would be uncomfortable if he was attracted to my friends.
Why?
Because
Beauty's
I
beauty.
do life with them.
Okay.
And lines could get crossed. So no.
Oh, that's
So
Hey,
none of your friends are hot.
Yeah, but hold on just 1 second.
No.
Hold on just 1 second.
But does he think they're hot? I don't know. And
But
I
he's
wouldn't
not-
want him to
yeah,
tell me that.
Tell me. Yes. So you
I
can,
wouldn't
you
want
can
him
know.
to tell me that.
Yeah, so
'Cause
you can.
at least-
they can
Those
be
are my
attracted,
friends.
but
Hold on,
but
you
he just
knucklehead.
doesn't ever have
At
to
least
say it.
Jesse is consistent. You young lady are making the exact argument that the guys made.
I'm a dude. Do you not understand this?
Yeah, but the argument was you shouldn't do it.
Correct.
But you started out saying it was okay for us to do it.
If it's a freaking stranger on TikTok.
That's not a stranger. It's somebody I see on a regular basis.
Okay, well, that's different. It's a doctor.
Surgeon.
Surgeon.
Cheap-
It's a surgeon.
Chief
I
surgeon.
did watch
I'm just
Grey's
saying,
Anatomy.
you're literally, you said the words they said.
Mike, I have a
They
dude
actually
brain.
said, they actually used the words open the door. You're
Correct.
using the
It does.
exact
You're-
word.
it does
You're open the
opening
door for like people to say things and to like
What?
to
Send you DMs
well
and hook up behind the scenes. No.
But see,
No.
but
See, and
for
you're-
my case,
Yeah.
that would never happen.
Correct.
It would never. I don't.
And I trust
even
what
Brad
she
Pitt.
says.
well that's
or
what I that's
Bradley
why when
Cooper.
you asked me and I
Yeah.
said about her like was it malicious for Jesse to do that? I don't think so.
There's not a remote chance
Yeah.
that
And nobody looked at that post and thought to themselves, "Oh, Jesse's
Oh,
trying
no.
to mac to that guy."
Hey, that's the funny thing. That's why we're here.
No. They don't know her.
No, that's why we're here. Women looked at that post and said that. The men did not.
Oh, but who cares what girls think?
I'm sorry, what?
They're just
I'm saying-
judgmental.
I'm saying you're right. Sam's right. I don't think the women saw that post and was like, oh, that seems a little inappropriate. The guys did.
Which guy?
Guys,
Guys. All the guys.
My friends on
No,
Facebook?
I'm saying that
people that saw the post
that are connected to you on Facebook. Sure.
Yeah, people
They saw
that
it
saw
'cause
that
they're
post
on
thought
they're in your
themselves,
Facebook feed. Yeah.
"Oh my God, she just like completely just said that this
Do
guy
they
was hot
know
and-
her? That's the question. Do they actually know her?
Listen.
Wow.
Because that's what I'm saying.
You're making an argument that you already dismissed.
What? How? What?
Because what you're saying is, well, because Jesse's Jesse, she can do this.
But it's
Well, that would be like me saying, well, because Ray's Ray, he can do it. But you've already told me that's not an argument for Ray.
because it's Ray and Sam, and that's Jesse and
Yeah, but
Trevor,
she-
and there's me and Lewis. Situations are different. You
Oh, okay.
can't. You can't.
So
just
what I'm saying
under
to
one
what I'm
umbrella put
saying-
everybody in it.
All I'm saying to you is that you can't make the argument, well, the reason it's okay for Jessie is because she's a unique person. That's just the way she is. It's part of her personality. And then Ray should be able to make that same argument.
He can't.
I love it so much.
Can't make that
I
argument.
love it so much. It's
But
so
I don't know
good.
the history, so
It's
Which-
it's ugly history.
okay.
But what I'm saying is you do see how I think
It's
everybody
like okay for one
listening-
and not okay for
Yeah.
another. Yeah, I
Yeah.
get that. I 100% understand that, but I look at it as like in an instance, like I looked at that post
Okay.
and I didn't think anything of it. Nothing, not one inkling did
That's
I.
my point.
Not no, one inkling.
my point.
But now, if you were to read a post and Ray posted something and said, "Hey, this girl's really
he would
hot,"
get
and this
5
is a
calls.
picture,
He would get 5 calls
and-
before it was up for 30 seconds.
exactly, and you would be one of those calls that
Absolutely.
said, "Are you out of your mind?"
I would use a curse word.
No,
Really?
Yeah,
I think you used a curse word the first time.
I did. I did.
I never heard you curse. Say it down.
I've heard him. I've heard him.
Trust
curse
me, he
a couple.
he
Yeah,
heard plenty.
yeah. But so that's what I'm saying is that so in these instances you take one person who is harm, you know what I mean, who said it out of not in a, and I don't think Ray would, if he ever did post something like that, I don't know if it would be malicious or not, but the problem is that it would come off very
You're missing
different.
my point. The point is this. Here's my point. It's not a right or wrong issue. I'm not saying Jesse did anything wrong, right? I agree with your basic. I agree with your basic understanding. What I'm super interested in is that all the women, I think literally all the women in Jesse's life, completely gave that a pass.
yeah.
and the men all went,
Really?
Are they all Republican?
That's such a great line. That is such a great line.
Are they Asian? I mean,
Are they all Republican?
Are they all
funny.
Republican?
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you think guys are generally more jealous than girls?
Yes. Well, not in my case, but yes.
What does that mean?
Oh, I'm hella jealous.
Really?
Yes.
Like what would make you jealous about like Lewis? Give me the last time you felt that little ums of jealousy.
is he hot? Is Lewis? I don't know your husband.
Yes.
He's a good looking man.
Okay.
I think he's a good looking man.
Is that why you're jealous?
I drink his bathwater.
That's
Oh.
disgusting.
He calls him Mr. Sexy.
I do not call him Mr. Sexy.
Yes, you did.
Show me a picture.
When you first met him and you
I
did it
think
for months.
I think I called him Aquaman.
Nope, you called him Mr. Sexy.
Did
I don't know why. Just because he has long hair doesn't mean that he looks like Aquaman.
He has long hair.
I feel like he had an Aquaman look.
Show me a
He
picture.
needs to cut his hair.
Show me.
To like right here.
Yeah.
Okay, but hold on.
I
hold
love
on.
Lewis.
What would make you jealous?
What would make me jealous?
Yeah.
You want to say my
Currently or like prior? Okay, like
Okay, doesn't matter. Whatever.
when we first got together, he used to like do a lot of social media, right? Whatever. And when we first got together, like,
So basically,
I
he
would-
was a social media person. You cut him off.
no, I didn't cut him off.
Okay,
cut himself off.
it just magically happened when he met you.
That's so messed up. I literally tag him in a lot of stuff, and he just doesn't like. I don't know. He's over it. I don't know. Maybe he was dating younger women. Maybe that. was
Oh
it.
wow, are you older than him?
No.
Oh okay. What's younger?
No, I think his last girlfriend was like 19 or 20. Talk to him about it. Her name was
How old is
Allison.
he? How old is he?
Lewis?
Yeah.
39?
And you guys been married?
4 years. Wait,
She
3
said-
years.
Don't get judgy. Okay, don't get judgy. Oh my- So great. Okay,
You've been married for how many years?
but let's go back. Hold on.
Shai's 19.
Do you
19.
think? Do you think
I've
guys?
been married for 17.
Do you think guys or girls are more prone to be jealous?
So I was trying to answer the question
Yeah.
in my head. I have never been jealous.
But why do you think that is?
Trust.
No,
No?
no.
What are you gonna say?
Trust. So,
okay.
so I was asking Zoe this. What do you look for in a relationship? Zoe's
Right.
my kid. And so she says, well, the boy cannot be boring. Like he has to
Boring.
be so
Okay.
funny, so witty, so quick, smart, right?
Gosh,
Funny.
okay.
Okay. So that's her first requirement. And then she went,
Good requirement.
yeah, otherwise it gets boring, right? So, and then, so when we made down the list, and honesty became
Mm,
one of the requirements.
Okay.
So he has to be honest. And so my thing is, no, I think honesty is, it's not even great. It's not,
honesty's not good.
no, because I don't care for honesty. I need transparency.
What's okay? How do you define the difference?
So honesty is, hey, where were you?
Yeah.
By the time I ask that, you're already in trouble.
Ooh, yes. I like that.
Right.
Yes.
So
And
what's
so-
Transparency.
Define transparency.
Transparency is, hey, I'm going to be seeing this person at this place. I'm meeting with this person or whatever. It's not briefing you. It's just
There's no wondering.
Sounds like briefing.
FYI.
Mm.
Yeah, there's no wondering. There's,
That is
hey,
true.
this is what
I
we're
agree
doing.
completely with that.
So I have never asked Trevor, where are you? Where were you?
Right,
I
because he's
have
always
n-
at the house.
True. True.
He never,
He never leaves.
Yeah. Or my ex-boyfriend.
Okay.
Because
okay.
that is my requirement. By the time I had to ask that question, we're done.
We're done.
Pretty much.
Okay, so you want a sense of like. Huh.
Not because I have insecurities.
Okay.
It's a respect thing.
So
It's a respect
This is a
thing.
respect thing.
Mhm.
What it?
I don't
Okay.
care if you were at a strip club.
So what if? So,
So-
but I shouldn't have to
but
ask
why do you
where
find it
were.
surprising if some husband or some other guy says, "Well, from a respect standpoint,
Mm.
I want some public.
It's
I
courtesy.
want public respect of what you post."
Well, I'm sure if Trevor asked her that, she would.
Oh,
not
yeah.
Post it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He does not care. He couldn't care less.
Yeah. I didn't think he did.
Yeah.
I didn't think he did.
So
No.
I got jealous over Brooke
Okay.
before I found out she was a lesbian.
Can you say that?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
why
think
not?
Brooke's open to that.
Yeah, she is.
We'll ask her, and if not, we'll cut it out later.
Really?
Is that public information?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's literally based on what Jesse just said. So
Why?
I
So
learned that Brooke,
was part
Lewis
of the crew.
was working with Ray. And every day I would be like, how was work? What did you do? Da-da-da-da. Who was working? Because I have to pull information from him.
Yeah.
And never once did he tell me that there was a female on the crew
Right.
until I learned that Brooke would pick him up at our house
Okay.
and they would go off to work.
And Brooke is cute.
Brooke is cute. She is cute.
Yeah. She's a cutie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's cute. She's attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Is she bi or she's...
She's full on.
Okay.
She's full on.
No, I mean,
She was dating a-
Let's not
I mean,
speak
she
for
was-
Brooke.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
not speak
yeah,
for Brooke.
yeah,
Let's just say
That's her
right
business.
now she's in a same-sex
I'm
relationship.
bisexual.
Oh my
Brooke is a
God.
lesbian.
Oh, gee, man.
Brooke would not be with a man currently. I would be with
Is that
either
public
or.
information? You.
Me.
Oh my gosh,
bisexual,
okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I got upset and I was jealous. I didn't know Brooke. I knew Brooke came to the church and, whatever.
But you didn't know anything about it.
I didn't know anything about her. I didn't know she was picking up my husband at our house. What were you doing in the car? What were you talking? Like, had he just said, hey, Brooke is on the crew. She goes to our church. Every once in a while, I'm going to pick her up or she's going to pick me up and everything's cool. Not a big deal. You told me about it.
That's
but
transparency.
Exactly. Me finding out that sometimes you're just you and Brooke, you're spending all day together. I don't even know who this is. I've never met her. I've never even seen her. That's an issue for me.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
the
what
transparency
happened?
she's
You
talking
let
about.
him have it or something?
No,
You were just like,
I called Ray.
and said what?
I
I
scream
don't
at
know.
Ray over everything Lewis does.
So
Why are
what?
you looking at me? I have no idea these conversations.
But are you okay with a female calling your husband?
Call him. Have a great time. One of Ray's closest friends is a friend of mine too, Rachel. She's like one of my best friends, and her and Ray literally talk almost every day. I have. That's what I'm saying. Like that doesn't faze me in the least. That doesn't bother me. Brooke doesn't bother. I mean, Zuli's called him 1,000 times. None of that phases me at all. None of
Right.
it.
What does?
I don't know. But you know what? Like, I mean, I used to get this all the time where my friends would be, I would have a conversation. And I'm like, oh yeah, Ray's going out to go and play poker tonight. And he won't get home until 5 o'clock in the morning. And they're like, you don't care that he's out doing, and I'm like, no, like I'm like, what he does is his business. It's not my business.
Right.
Like what you're going to do regardless. I learned that the first time when I got married and my ex cheated on me and all that stuff down. I came to the realization in my life that there's nothing that I can do that's ever going to stop it from happening.
Right.
So it's either going to happen
Or it's not.
or it's not. And there's nothing I can do about it. So you want to know what? If you go ahead and you do your life, because sooner or later, it always comes back around.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, everything always comes out. So
You'd
I
be
don't worry
okay
about
with Lewis playing cards till 5 in the morning? Weekly?
No, Zuli would murder him.
Actually, if he was just letting me know who's there, whatever, I don't care. I don't care what Lewis does. I really don't. As long as he tells me, because I do not like finding out information from other people. It should not be like that. When I do anything, I'm leaving the house.
Mhm.
I'm here at Three Sisters. I'm here with Veronica. I'm here with Itza. I'm here. Now we're at 1881. I'm just drinking with Ashley now. Like, I let him know everything that I'm doing. He never has to worry about me. He knows exactly where I am at and with who I am. And he never has to ask me that. So it should work that way as well.
Ray tells me everything that happens. Even if the stuff that I don't want to know that happens, he still tells me everything.
Do you think there's a bunch? There's a bunch of factors, right? I'm not trying to pigeonhole anybody. I think there's a bunch of factors, right? So if you think of, okay, I'm gonna be careful how I word this. So like if you decided in your mind, right, for whatever reason, and I'm not saying this is the reason, I'm just saying for whatever reason, that your spouse was not a threat or a desirable commodity on the market. Okay. Do you think? I mean, in that situation, it seems like it'd be a little easier because it's like, because you're saying to yourself, well, I may not trust you as much, but I trust the other drivers. You know what I'm saying?
No, because
Okay.
as crazy as this may sound, and as crazy as this may sound, Mike,
Okay.
when Ray and I split up, there were quite a few women on the prowl trying to hang out.
Yeah.
And then some.
Yeah.
So it's not, I mean,
No,
you
I'm
know,
not. I'm just saying. Do you think it's easier?
no.
Like if you're
No, because Ray's a funny guy. He's charismatic.
Yeah.
So for
Okay.
me, I know that women
dig that. Yeah.
and women. I mean, Ray's a flirt too.
Yeah.
So he has a tendency sometimes to flirt.
Right.
And I mean, he'll do that stuff right in front of me, and I laugh.
Right.
Like,
so how do you get to the place? How do you think you got there? How do you get to the place where the relationship, the relationship is so seemingly secure that there can be real honesty, even if you find attraction or beauty in somebody else?
trust.
So for me,
Okay. Yeah, for you.
The last.
for me,
It's
okay,
trust.
this may sound crazy.
No,
Okay.
please.
And it
In
may
fact,
be
I hope
even-
it does.
This is going to come out. This has got something to
Yes.
do with being Chinese. How much do you want to bet?
No, actually, no.
Come on.
It,
come
it
on,
may even
Jess,
be
come
offensive.
on.
Okay, so for me,
Okay.
I
I
like offensive.
never want to feel that insecurity.
Never
I
want
have-
to feel that way.
Right. And I have never felt it. I have never been jealous, ever.
Okay. Why do you
Okay.
think that is?
Maybe the way I'm raised, maybe, I don't know.
But you don't think you don't think there's anything that it has to do with like Trevor's personality and the way he
I'm talking
carries
about
himself?
all the men
even
before
all
him.
you've never been a jealous person to begin with
Ever.
in any relationship. Yeah, but let me. So I'm going to give you. I'll just be honest about
Okay,
myself.
so you know how it's all about the sexual attraction.
Yeah,
Right? It's always about sex for men.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so for
physical
me,
attraction. But,
sure.
Yeah.
So for me, I have made the connection where I've told Trevor or all the guys before.
yeah.
If it is sex that you're seeking
Okay.
with other people, I'll book them for you.
Oh. Okay.
I'll book the hottest one.
Okay.
And then so have it. We'll call it doubles.
Okay.
We'll call it tennis. So it's not a thing that I care about.
Okay.
And so if that's what you seek, and for someone, so that releases me from having to worry about it. I don't care.
Okay. But hold on.
Good thing you're married to a white man.
Okay, but hold on.
Wait a minute.
But I'm going to
I did
interpret
the
what
same
you're
shit
saying.
with John Mark.
But
I'm gonna-
here's why.
Okay.
Okay, so a lot of Asian men that I grew up
Mhm.
with, so I grew up in Taiwan. I know
Right.
you know that.
Yeah.
And we're affluent. We're a very rich
Yeah.
city,
Yeah.
or in Taipei.
Yeah.
And all the men that I knew
Right.
had second, third wives in China
Okay.
because they're cheap,
Gotcha.
and they put them up in condos and they have kids with them.
Right.
And so for me, it just
that was just part of life.
and so that
was a different deal.
so that have made me the way I am. I think that would never happen to me because that would never happen to me.
Okay, but I'm gonna restate
And
what
the
I
second
think I
and
heard
third
you
wives
saying.
and all the big wives know, like
Yeah.
all the first wives
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
and then but
All the
nobody
main wives know.
main wives. So we call it big wife,
The maid wives.
and
I'm gonna-
nobody
I'm gonna
interferes.
feed it back to you.
Okay.
You
I
tell me
wanna be
if
a maid wife.
I'm getting right what I think you're saying.
Mhm.
Okay. What I hear you saying is, hey, there's a reality to like physical attraction from I'm not crazy enough to believe that my husband and I got married and he's never going to be attracted to anybody else ever. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And what you're saying is the thing that matters most to me is not just the act of physical intimacy, but the emotional and relational intimacy of our relationship. That's what matters. So if it's just the physical component, go get it because it's this that matters. To
I
me.
would choose it for you.
Okay,
I know
yeah,
your
yeah.
type.
Okay, I see,
You know
I
mean?
see what you're saying.
So if that's what
I think that's a
what you
very
need.
woman thing to say.
right.
Yeah.
So I know what you like. So I will get it for you.
Yeah.
And just like I know you like steak, I will get the marble the way
Right.
you like it.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So it's
Do you
just
find-
piece of
do-
meat.
Do you guys
That's just
find
all
that?
it is.
Are you aware enough to know that that's a very woman thing to say? The two of you.
What do you mean?
I'm
That,
gonna let Sam answer before I answer.
so I would say this, like, so let's say on all the work that I've done, I'm in ministry and in counseling and dealing with relationships for 25, 30 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in relationships where there's any level of infidelity at any level, right? Women, if it's sexual relationship outside of the marriage, many times women can and do find forgiveness and get over it and move on and continue the relationship if the relationship outside the marriage didn't go too far into like a deep level.
Because it's just pussy.
Oh,
No, I'm serious.
That's exactly
No,
why.
but that's a woman thing
When
to
men
say.
cheat, men cheat for pussy. Women cheat for intimacy.
Yeah, so
But the
here's
caveat,
the,
though,
here's the difference, though. Here's the
is-
difference.
I should be on a man.
there cannot be any lies.
Is that
But
not
here's
true?
but here's the difference.
No
Is that not true?
deceptions.
But I just want to make sure you're clear.
Okay.
On the other hand, this is also 25, 30 years work.
Mhm.
It's the exact opposite for a male.
Men are literally it's just sex. It's just
No,
it's
no.
not
The opposite is if you did enter in, like if you came to,
they
if,
would
if we
literally
were married and you
leave
came,
you where we would forgive them.
if we were married and you came to me and you said, "Oh man, I've been having this emotional affair. I've been texting some guy at work," we would get over it. But if you said I slept with that guy at work, the odds go to almost zero.
Well, and the reason being is because it's almost like I feel like men. Ray and I have had this conversation before because I feel like men have this thing where it's like an ownership. You know what I mean? Like our body is theirs, so they feel like our body has been given to someone else, and like it's tainted now. Where for a woman, we're like, well, we know, what you were trying to get out of that. We're much more of an emotional, connection person.
Do you
So if
find
I have
that-
an emotional
do you-
connection, it's
Does
different.
that make sense to you? Like, does that? I mean, I know maybe you don't agree, but does that make sense to you? Like that idea, that concept?
Men and women are very different when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, of course.
Yeah.
But for me, there just cannot be any deception,
Yeah. Okay.
right?
That's fair.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I have the opposite. Sorry.
What do you mean?
For me, sex is just sex.
Yeah.
It's not emotional.
No, that's what we're saying.
But
That's exactly
We're not
what we're saying.
I left
For men,
on Mark.
for men, it's not emotional. It's just sex.
No, but listen to, okay,
Uh-huh.
focus, ready? This is exactly what we're saying. If, like, God forbid, right? If Lewis stepped out of the relationship and it was just physical, you would say sex is just sex.
No,
Please.
not for him. He's an emotional person.
No, but
He would've
listen
caught
to-
feelings. He would've
listen
caught
to me.
feelings.
Listen to me. I just told you.
No,
I didn't give you an illustration you can change. I gave you an illustration. Like I'm giving you an
I
example.
wouldn't forgive him. I would not forgive Lewis.
I'm telling you that the general statistics are that, meaning that if that situation that I just told you happened, the odds are right around 50% for most marriages, right? 50%, 56% most marriages, right?
I'm sorry, of what?
If the
If it's a
male
first
steps
marriage.
out, first marriage, male steps out in a sexual relationship outside the marriage. Okay.
Okay, so hold on a
But
second.
what I'm about to tell you is the opposite's different. The other is different. If you did it, it's almost 100% for failure rate.
Correct.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Okay, listen, hold on. So what she's talking about is this. Ready? So I was married previously to a man.
hmm
I'm saying
Who
that
cheated on you?
who cheated on me.
And you forgave him?
No,
You didn't?
I divorced
I did.
him.
I forgave him 8 times.
Because you didn't
Okay.
have kids with
Okay,
him.
hold on
though.
a second. No. So the
So
problem
what
is
second marriage, not one time will he be forgiven. Nope.
okay, hold on a second. Hold on. So I was married
He
before,
groaned.
and my ex-husband cheated on me, but
Okay.
he was the emotional person between the two of us, which is kind of
She married a woman.
So I married a woman. He was very much so like the emotional person.
Right.
And when he stepped out of our marriage to my best friend, it was a done deal. Like there was no, because I know that he was emotionally invested
Right.
with her.
Right.
Like I knew that there was something other. It wasn't just sex for them. It was,
Right.
there was something much deeper than that for them.
Right. Right.
Mind you, they're married for 17 years
Yeah.
and they had 2 kids together.
Yeah.
So I was pretty spot on.
Yeah.
But he was an emotional person with that. Now, my husband now,
Mm.
I know he's not emotionally, he's not a sexually emotional person.
Okay.
He's not like that.
Yeah.
He's very much so. I mean, like sex is sex for him.
Right. It's physical.
You know, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like we've made love and things like that. You know what I mean? But for the most part, it's you know, we're both getting to the same goal. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
We're he who gets there first wins. I'm just kidding.
Okay, so
I'm just kidding. I mean, that's happened before. But that's not
when
the
you're talking about
normal.
sex, though. What usually is about power.
Power.
Yes. So
Men don't think of it that way.
no. Okay. So I don't know. I just thought of this. So my nieces are in college, and they were just talking about how their dating life, is just in the cesspool, right?
Yeah.
All these.
Shit.
Yeah.
Right. And all these guys, they want the same thing, da da da.
Mm.
And so one of the nieces asked me, between the male sex and the female sex, who has more power?
Mm.
Right.
Power in the pussy.
That's what Lewis says.
So, right.
right.
Women have all
So
the power.
All the power.
All the power.
Absolutely.
that's what I thought. That's what I thought. And so I said, women, we have all the power.
Yeah.
Right. We decide when, where, what, how, everything.
Yeah.
So, and she said something that was profound. I mean, it shocked me.
Mm-hmm.
She said, you have all the power because he gave them to you. And so that means inherently men have the power. And so he can take that power and go somewhere else and give somebody else that power.
Mm-mm. She's an idiot.
She's in college.
Yeah.
But
No, I'm just saying. It doesn't make any sense. Just think about it. Like, what you said is right. When you control, you are the gatekeeper.
The gatekeeper of it all. Because
You're
men
the
don't care
gatekeeper.
about anything else.
You're the gatekeeper. So there are constantly people coming to the gate, right? Let me in. Let me in. Right?
Okay.
I'm just saying that's, I have guys in my life. I have friends in my life who have spent their whole adult life and
Trying to get pussy.
and late adolescent life, right? Yeah. Their whole adult life, they just bang on gates. Do you know what I'm saying? Hey, let me in, let me in, let me in. And if they don't get an answer quickly, it's to the next gate and the next gate. But you're still the gatekeeper.
What do you want me to call it?
You have all the control.
Vagina? That's worse.
Oh my gosh. This just became a biology class.
She's like, stop saying it. What do you want me to call it?
Ay, ay, ay.
In our house, we call it the toto. Is that what you want me to call it instead?
Oh, please help me, Lord.
I can't.
Okay, so let's go back real quick. The original question was really about the dynamic of relationship. So I mean, I kind of suspected that the response was what I was going to get, which was that the women were going to say, no, we found nothing wrong with this. No, this wasn't in any way uncomfortable or like a cross of a line or a disrespect or anything like that. Yet, is it surprising that generally speaking, that at least the men on the podcast, which is a pretty wide variety of different dudes, were all like, no, like knowing the people involved, I don't think that it's the same, meaning that it is an act of conscious disrespect. All the guys said, I would find that from my spouse to be slightly disrespectful. Does that make sense?
They're all church guys.
You think it's faith-based? You think
Yes.
it's all, okay, so you think it's a complete faith-based thing?
I think it's faith-based on the gentlemen just because they're also, I'm sure you guys have discussion about holding yourselves accountable and all that stuff. So that's kind of
Do you
part
guys
of
have
it.
those discussions?
No.
My husband tells
We
me all
ask
the
each
time.
other, when
My
are we
hu-
going to go
Ray
to the
tells
next
me-
male
hold on a second.
review?
Hold on.
Where are the male
Hold
strippers?
on. Ray tells me all the time. He's like, give it up, woman. The Bible says so.
I tell Lewis that.
Ray says that to me all the time. He thinks he's funny. And I'm like, really? I was
Give it up, woman. The Bible
like, the Bible says, the Bible
Submit
says
to
so.
your husband.
Yeah, that's what he says. He goes, submit to your husband, woman. Stupid.
You find that a pretty good launching pad?
Yeah, and then I look at him and I'm like, right, that's just good. It's a panty dropper right there. Dumbass. God almighty.
But I just found it interesting that that's such a guy-girl thing. That the girls didn't think of that at all as being something that could even be disrespectful. Even if they didn't think of disrespectful about this issue, which I don't think it was. No woman that I know of, I think, would see that post. Like nobody I've asked would say, no, that's
now here's the deal, right?
Everybody's
So
like,
women are very quick to judge other women. right?
Really?
Yes.
Just in general, right? Women are very quick to judge other women.
Okay.
Any woman that's on Jesse's Facebook is because they've met her at one point or another.
Right.
And I could tell you from my own personal friendship with Jesse that at no point in time would anybody that ever knows her or ever met her would ever read that and find that disrespectful under any circumstances. Women.
Yeah.
But I feel like men.
Why is that?
But men look at it now, mind you, like I said,
standards?
now if that was somebody else that had, if it was somebody else that had a different situation or a different, circumstance in life or whatever the case would be, or wasn't married or was like dating a guy or has cheated on her husband or this or that, and then I read that, it would be very different. That's because there's judgment behind it.
I think my history on social media is I have the utmost respect for Trevor.
Yeah. Okay.
I have the utmost respect.
I got it.
He is so smart.
Yeah.
I find that hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, but in a men's aspect of it, I think a man. I mean, I'm not a man, so I can't
Right.
really tell
No,
you
you're
one way or
not.
another. But from a man's aspect, you can't I don't think they look at things the same. They don't look at things the same way.
It's
So you guys
interesting,
look at it and go, "Oh, well, that's almost like borderline disrespectful to Trevor."
Mhm.
I wonder if he knows, or if he thought it was disrespectful at all. Where, if
Mhm.
Trevor, you've known him for a long time.
Mhm.
When you read that at any point in time, did you look at Jesse and go, "Oh my God, that's disrespectful to your
He
husband"?
didn't read the post.
I didn't read it.
Okay, so when you finally did,
I was shown it later, but
when you
I
finally
immediately knew
did-
Trevor would not find it disrespectful.
but that's because you know Trevor.
Yes.
Correct. So anybody that knows Trevor would automatically not think anything of that in either side of it.
No, but I think this is what I find interesting, right? I'm not, because again, I want to be clear. I'm not saying that anything was wrong. Like I honestly saw it was like, yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see anything in that, right? But what I did find interesting was that what happened with the guys, right, that were talking about this.
Can you tell me who was on the podcast?
Okay, let me think. It was probably.
You know what? This is probably a bad question. You know what? Don't ask the question.
No, it's going to be out there. We're going to post it.
Okay.
So it's going to be probably Ray. It's probably George. It may be Glenn. It may be Axel.
I
it
only
may
know
be,
Ray.
Okay.
I only know Ray.
Who else? Am I
Okay.
forgetting anybody?
Listen,
Okay.
I'm really glad
Yeah.
that you laughed.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
not me first.
But listen, hold on. Here's what I would say. This is what I find interesting, right?
So
And-
the men that you have mentioned all want to live or try, other than Ray, some kind of traditional, some of them, lifestyle. They want their women to be like submissive. So that was not a good.
I'm
Wait,
thinking
is that
this
a
is going to be a
statement or
bad
question?
podcast to post.
Wait, was that a
Okay,
statement
but
or
hold
a
on.
question?
Can I just get out what I just
That
want
was a
to?
statement.
Can I just finish this last thought,
Yeah,
and then we'll come
yeah.
back to the
Okay,
submissive
okay.
women, okay?
Uh-huh.
But because here's what I'm
shouldn't ask
thinking.
the
I
question.
want to make sure I'm clearly articulating what I'm trying to say. I agree with you because this is how I just want to lay out how it unfolded. Once they brought it up, and then once I said, "Oh, I think I think maybe this says more about our insecurity than it does about a woman," and I definitely know that Trevor didn't interpret it this way. I definitely know Jesse didn't interpret it this way. Blah 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 blah. It was interesting because what I saw them doing was they were basically I use a counseling term. They were projecting onto that post their
How they would feel.
relationship.
Yes.
Does that make sense? But what's interesting about that is that their default setting as a male, right, was that there's a line in there somewhere and it's getting either close to crossing it or crossing it. But the women did not think that.
Because
I think that's interesting.
Here's
that make
my
sense?
take on that.
Yeah.
I don't think women post anything like she said and be like, "Oh, that's the next guy." But I do feel like guys would. They see an attractive woman.
So
I
is
want to bang
Is that
that.
why? Is that why?
I think so. If
Don't say bang that.
oh, I would
But
say the F word, but I'm at church right now.
But
You want me
you
to say
think-
it? I'll say it.
No, please don't.
I
But
do
you
think that.
you think that's what they're thinking?
Yeah, because
So you think women can post something and say, "Hey, that's just beautiful," and guys can't?
correct.
Okay.
I mean, women can look at a woman and be like, "Damn, she's beautiful," but guys would be like, "No homo, no homo. They'll never just say what they really mean without feeling like they're gonna get judged for it.
Okay.
But at the same time, if they're feeling like, man, this is like borderline inappropriate, it's because they're doing borderline inappropriate stuff.
Oh, so you
Hold
think?
on a second.
Oh, wow.
Hold on,
So
hold
you
on.
think all those guys that think that way is because really they're
They've done that?
nefariously,
They've
secretly
done that?
nefarious.
Okay, hold on a
Yes.
second. So hold on a second.
I do.
I've had.
I do, because
Hold on.
if you're open about what you do.
Secretly nefarious.
agree with
Hold on. I've had this conversation.
with-
You agree with that?
Hold on.
Wow.
No, here's the deal, right?
That's so interesting. Because here's what I would say.
I
Here-
saw- I-
but
I
hold on,
read-
but I just want to. This is so interesting. So she immediately agreed. She said that really that the suspicion is that these guys who would think that there's something wrong with it is because they're actually probably secretly either thoughts or actively doing something.
It's the
wrong.
same as you getting upset because why you always on your phone? Let me see your phone. But when you look at their phone, they're the ones doing all the
Okay, hold on a
crazy
second.
crap.
Tell me this is not
The
wrong.
same thing.
Tell me this is not wrong
Tell me it is.
from a man's standpoint. This is conversations that I've had previously.
Okay.
When you meet a woman for the first time,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
As a man,
As a man.
Get
Get
right?
it? Man.
Yes, as a man, at one point or another, you do think of what she would be like in bed.
No.
Maybe not the pastor.
Okay.
Ask Pinky.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hold on.
No,
Time
I
out.
know
Time
you
out.
do.
So I don't want to give you the impression that I can speak for all men.
Got it.
Okay. But
The men you know.
But how
Okay.
how a woman thinks of someone as attractive can just end there.
Right. I don't want to sleep with a surgeon.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So a woman can think, oh, he's attractive, and then it end there. I don't think a man.
Because
I
we
don't think-
appreciate
I don't think it does
beautiful
that.
things.
I don't
And-
think a
and
man
he's
does
so
that.
don't try to
oh,
capture them and become ours.
I think that's a very silly answer. Meaning that, like, I think this is what's happening. Okay. I think it's so silly that you even said this thing. It's insane.
Wait, who's silly?
All three of you. So listen, here's what I would say to you. Like, so here, I think this is the big difference between men and women, right? So, like, I think every now and then, right? It's funny to me too that what you found attractive, right? So, like,
Intelligence.
exactly. So, high earner.
No.
Lots of money.
No.
Yeah. Oh, stop it.
No.
Stop it.
Stop.
Stop it. He's not a garbage man. He's
They
a
make
doctor.
money.
He's a doctor.
He's a doctor.
You got to get.
Oh, no. I was thinking
Yeah.
about Trevor.
Yeah, no, yeah.
No.
Trevor's
So-
not a doctor.
So you pointed out a high earner, physically fit,
Mm-hmm.
attractive male.
Okay. High earner, take that off. I'm serious. That I don't care. That I do not care.
That makes her old.
That's
No.
because Jesse's making it
absolutely-
rain.
Stop.
So that's nice, but that's just not accurate.
You
The
think-
numbers aren't accurate. The statistics are not accurate.
It's just like, what is that book?
Jesse, he's calling you a gold digger.
No, because
I know.
I'll give you. Okay, I'm going to give you an example. I'll give you a perfect example. Okay, I'll just give you a simple example about this is not you. This is not you individuals, just male and female. Okay, just out of physical attraction. Blah 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 blah.
Okay.
Guy pulls up. He's a 4 physically, 4 or 5 physically,
It's my kind of man.
Does he have long hair?
and he's in a Ferrari. Okay,
Scratch. No, thanks.
listen to me.
Mm.
Listen to me.
I don't care about cars.
Listen to me. That's nice. But the statistics are the statistics. His chances go way up.
No, if he had a truck.
Because,
listen,
because he's
not a
because he's in
Ferrari.
Listen to me. Do not be silly. You're
Yeah, but
being
these are
a
taste.
truck, yes. A Ferrari.
I
Well, that's
swear.
because because of your personal taste. But
It's-
what he's saying
I'm
is
saying
a
to you,
generalization.
generally speaking,
If I saw a Ferrari on the
across
street,
the
I
world,
wouldn't know it's a Ferrari.
and to
I don't even
not
know.
be aware of it is to put blinders on
That's
to reality.
not true.
I'm just, okay.
I couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you the difference between a freaking Ferrari.
No, you can. Every person on the planet knows what a supercar is. You do. That's
No.
just yes, you do. Yes, you do. And to say that out loud,
Zuli,
everybody
you know
watching,
I promise
every
you,
single person watching this
I
right now is
promise you,
going, okay, that's
I
dumb.
literally worked for a parking company, and I was never allowed to freaking tag the cars because I never knew what the heck each car was.
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
you see
They're
a
all-
supercar,
You look
there's a
ridiculous right now.
truck,
Honestly,
an SUV,
promise you,
and a
look,
car.
You look very
It's a
ridiculous
car,
right now.
a sports
You look
car,
ridiculous.
man.
For me, the thing.
But what I'm telling you is that this is the
intelligence.
difference. This is the
Two-seater. No,
difference.
thank you.
a sports car.
I haven't finished the difference yet.
Pedigree.
I'm just telling you. You pull up, you're a 5 in a Ferrari, your chances go way up.
You could be
Okay.
a 2 with long hair, and I'd be attracted to you.
Listen to me. You're not listening.
You're right.
Okay.
Listen.
You pull up and you're a 10, okay, on a tricycle, and you're a girl.
Mike, I dated guys with no car
You're not listening.
3 years ago.
You're
I don't
not-
care about that.
You're not listening. I'm talking generally, not just you. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying every single guy, if it's a 10 and says, hey, let's go, that is the greatest temptation. It has nothing to do with how they're dressed, what their ride is, what their intelligence is, how smart they are, can they talk or finish a sentence, any of that, which are all factors for women.
Correct.
Yeah,
I don't agree.
And then some.
And to not know that, to be blind to that,
okay,
is not
but
reality.
I guess I don't see it that way.
Yeah.
For myself, I'm not attracted.
But I'm just saying. So here's my like thought to you. It's interesting to me that when you look at the difference to the reaction, I was like, that's a unique thing that women have a certain reaction, men have a different reaction. And men don't understand women's reactions, and women's don't understand men's reactions very much. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, there's so much separation between both sexes. I mean, it's just what we look for and what they. I mean, it's like night and day. It's like I want my husband to do dishes. That makes me hot. I'm like, oh, he cleaned the kitchen. I'm like that. That makes me want to.
Yeah, so let me get back.
My husband, on the other hand, he's like, I walk downstairs and I just have underwear on, and he's like, oh my God.
Yeah. So listen, but here's the thing.
Right?
Yeah, but here's the thing. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like the reason I said it was kind of silly the way you guys are talking about it is because you can know one or and many times maybe it's multiple people. Maybe it's 5 people a day, right? Maybe it's 6 people a day. Maybe it's 100 people a day, right? Times it by 1,000 is what a typical male is doing. That's the difference. Do you understand?
No.
So you said that I'm wrong, where you like when you meet somebody, you don't automatically like have a curiosity of what either they would be.
You use the word
general
in bed.
Okay.
Okay. Most men, the general population, would think that.
No, what I'm saying is that you.
Banger.
No, what I'm saying is okay. Start with the simple, right? Okay. Yeah, I banger. Okay, even if we went down that road, right? What I'm saying to you is that men are doing that in every single environment all day long, and there's no other factors but physical attraction. None. 0.
Is that true?
Yeah.
They say that. Hold on. They say that men think of sex literally
I'm not
all day
saying
long.
sex.
Like or any kind of like a
physical
attraction all day long.
I'm saying men are visually focused, right? The first thing that they see is the physical.
Yes.
Right. So the first thing they're recognizing are things like, form, eyes, face, hair, lips, beauty, the poise, everything. Right. So they're recognizing all that every day, all day, every single person goes through it, that filter, where you may pick out one person for a wide variety of reasons, say, oh, this person's, attractive person, which is fine. But I'm just saying, and you're like, well, don't guys do that? Yeah, but it's apples to oranges.
Yeah, they're very different.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did that 1,000 times before breakfast.
So you actually came up when Shai and I were. Shai's my son. So
child. I know your children. I do know them.
I'm like Dory. I don't know. I'm sorry. Okay, so I had an outfit.
Shai's my child.
But I didn't know if you knew. Okay, so I had an outfit on. From neck to ankle, I'm covered, right? And I'm going to the grocery store. And the only thing that was showing is one shoulder because it has a big neck. So shoulder,
The shoulder, yeah.
And then so
off
Shai, off the shoulder, all the way to my ankle, I'm covered. And so Shai's like, Mom, no, what are you doing? And so he's very shocked and he's very upset and he's very bothered.
Mm-hmm.
And, and so he was saying, and I was like, no, I'm covered. I am completely covered. And he says, Pastor Mike said.
Oh.
Pastor Mike
Wait a minute. What did I say?
Okay.
I can't wait to hear
I don't know if you remember this sermon.
Okay.
It was a sermon.
Right.
And you were talking about this woman that was covered in a parka.
Oh, a burqa, yeah.
I mean, burqa, yeah. And then, and she had pretty eyes.
Yeah.
And then you said, I wonder what's
underneath
rest
that burqa.
Third book.
Yeah, sure. I did
He-
say that.
I do
did say
remember
it in the
that
sermon.
sermon.
It was for a point, but
Yeah.
yes.
And I was like, eyes, it's a shoulder. He says
Yeah.
it's suggestive.
Oh, okay.
My one is suggestive. My suggestive of what?
You want to show that?
my suggestive of my
So he,
my shoulder muscles.
you know,
Jess, you got to stop trying to give it up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, calm down.
Show all the boys your shoulder.
Calm down.
shoulder. And so men are funny. And he's only 18 and he is very, I don't even know what to call that.
Chinese.
Protective.
Is it protective? I don't know.
I mean, Max does
It's
the same
your
thing to
culture
me.
coming. It's him.
Yeah, but you want to know
I
what?
don't
Max does the
know.
same thing. Max does very
Yeah.
much so the same stuff.
Max needs to protect like two of
Well,
his
let me
sisters.
let's okay. We got to start wrapping this up a little bit because we're going long. But let me ask you one last thing because I think it connects, right? So if I told you that the biblical standard in a relationship was different for men and women, okay?
Say that. I'm sorry. Say
So
that.
the
The
biblical
biblical
standard in a
standard.
relationship is different for men and women. It's expressed differently. Okay. So typically when I'm talking to like a couple or when I'm doing marital counseling or any of those things, what men care about in a relationship is different from what a woman cares about in a relationship. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
I agree.
Okay. Do you like if you had to boil it down to one word, like what a woman wants from a relationship versus what a man wants from a relationship? Do you know what it'd be?
Jesse's word.
Huh?
Transparency.
No.
No,
What we want? What women want?
Yeah. What do women want?
that's what I want.
Security
Women love
Um,
security is the thing that
drives
yeah
this.
that drives it. Yeah, but it's expressed in security. Yeah, sure.
In what way? Financially?
Every way. A woman wants to feel secure in her relationship. She wants to she wants
Think
to
about what the Bible would say. So
She-
what does the Bible say a woman wants versus what a man wants? So the Bible would say a woman wants to be loved, and that can be expressed in providing security,
and a husband wants to feel respected.
and a husband wants to feel respected.
Jesus, I read the book.
But it's very different, meaning that what men want
Oh yeah.
is a level of respect.
Define love though. Like biblically, what does that mean for women?
Yeah.
How
it's
do you
like
love a
18
woman?
wives is not love. Biblically.
18 wives?
They
What
all
is
had
it?
a bunch of wives.
Who had a bunch of wives?
All of them.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Is that what you've been telling people?
That's what I read. What version am I reading?
No, there's very few people.
There.
There's very few people that have multiple wives in the scripture. And the people that do are kings, typically, with political relationships.
A Chinese emperor had 900.
So they don't have babies with other women?
They do
Mhm.
for political relationships, typically.
Mhm.
That's it. Meaning that, so take, for example, like
You
David.
have that many wives.
He's taking other wives of political leaders to make treaties and relationships and babies. Yeah, babies. But that's not the norm. Polygamy is not the norm in the scripture. In fact, it's specifically not the norm, and then it's specifically outlawed in the New Testament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So real quick. So let's go. So love. You say, what is love? So love would be the highest form of love would be putting the other person first, sacrificing for them, providing for them, putting their needs above yourself, being selfless, those kind of things. No, that's what the Bible says that women deserve and want, right? So like the Bible would say, as Christ gave himself up for the church, that's the way it's worded. So a man should give himself up for his spouse,
his wife.
put her first. So her needs come first, her care comes
Above
first,
all else.
her security comes first,
That'd
her
be great.
provisions come
You
first.
told this to the guys?
Yeah, we have a
Okay.
lot of talks about this. But in vice versa, and that what men want is honor or respect, right? Respect in the home. And so, but what typically happens in broken relationships or relationships that are struggling or relationships that have never really gotten to a full flourishing, what they could be, is that the woman is loving the husband like she wants to be loved, which is providing for him, doing all these, and he doesn't want any of that. And he's like, thanks, but no thanks.
Mm-hmm.
What I want is respect, and I want it to look like this,
Correct.
right? And the man, right, is respecting her but not loving her. They're doing the opposite of what
What
they
they're
really want.
supposed to do.
because they're trying to express their part. No, I want this.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
The book says all that stuff.
So she's like, I've been to the class. I took the notes.
Well, we read the book together.
Yeah.
Ray and I read the book together.
Do you have any aha moments?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
Almost every chapter we would go through it and we would go, oh,
Is that what we're doing wrong?
oh, that makes so much more sense than what we're doing. Mm-hmm,
That's so good.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Yeah, it was a great. I mean, it's a phenomenal book. It really is.
Yeah.
The only problem is that it goes through these ideas, and some of them are very. Some of them are not really very relatable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, there's some of the things that kind of go through
Yeah.
it, and you're just kind of like,
What book is this?
Love and Respect.
Oh.
It's a great book. It really is a great book. It's a great book for you two to read together. Like, that's what we would do. I would read a chapter, and then Ray would read a chapter, and then I would read a chapter. I mean, it took us like almost a month to get through it, but we did it every night after the kids went to bed.
Oh, that's good.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, Lewis won't.
You
read.
know, we had to work on our marriage for a long
You
time.
can read for him. He'll listen.
Yeah, I could read for him,
Yeah.
but then I'd be doing
That's
everything
good. So
for
you guys
him
are good.
all over
Yeah,
again.
we tried to. We decided that we want
Oh,
to
boy.
stay married. So for us to stay married, that there was a lot of stuff that had to change.
So out of like 0 to 10, 10 meaning you guys are recovered. You're in great condition. So where are you right now?
Probably like a 6.
Good. Okay.
We were at like a 1
Okay.
for like
It's huge improvement.
8
like
months.
15 years. So you want to know what I mean? Let's be honest. A 6 is a
It's huge. It's good.
is a big
Yeah,
is a
good.
big difference. Yeah.
Where do you want to be?
I mean, I'd be really good with like an 8.
Okay.
Solid 8. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think most good relationships are at 8.
You think most relationships are at 8?
Yeah.
Good relationships are at 8?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think you're in at 8?
Comfortably at an 8.
With Lewis,
Comfortably,
yes.
Comfortably.
That's good.
Yeah.
8 feels comfortable.
Yeah.
8 feels comfortable.
10 will be like,
Too perfect. Waiting for something to happen.
yeah, exactly.
Wait
Waiting
for
for
the
the
ball to
shoe to drop.
Waiting for
Waiting
ball
for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know if we solved anything, but thank you. It was
All we
great.
did was
Women are
we
better.
came to realization that there's a big difference between
There is. And that's why, in fact, I'd love to reserve the right to have you guys back in a couple weeks because we have another one that we'd like to follow up with and get the woman's perspective. It's so interesting because the way that women think versus the way that men think are just so different. It's just so wild.
I mean,
Who do you understand more?
Well, I think I understand. I mean, I think I can.
You're not the general population of male.
Yeah, I mean, look, the reason I hesitated on the question is because I would like to believe, right?
Mhm.
Though I'm a male, right? I think I have all the
I'm the
same
man.
problems that every male has, right? I'm not saying I'm any better or any worse. I would like to believe that my faith influences my personal morality, which influences my personal standards, which influences what I want out of life,
mhm.
right?
And your choices.
And my choices. So I do I try to do the best to train my mind and thinking for the way I want to live and my standards, right? So that's why I hesitate on it. But
Because you're Switzerland, Mike.
I'm not Switzerland. I'm not Switzerland.
He's always
I'm not Switzerland. What I'm saying is
He's
that,
Switzerland.
So is
like,
he.
if you'd have said to me, hey, when you said, well, every attractive person you want to see, do you think about them in bed? No, I would say no, but I think like every male, that's a step not every male takes. I think every male starts with physical attraction.
Yes.
The next step is what I would call a lust step, which is like, hey, now let me use either their presence or their memory or their physicality for just my selfish, you know what I'm
Ways,
saying?
yeah.
And so I think that's a statement of lust, which reduces the person to an object, which is not the way I want to live. Typically, I'm not saying I haven't done it. I'm not saying I won't do it. I'm just saying I
Yes.
don't want to live like that.
I get
It's not the way. I'd like to believe I can respect people more than that.
Got it.
But that's just me personally. You know.
So
Am I the
starts one
norm?
way.
I don't think I'm the norm.
Yeah, but it starts on one aspect and then can very quickly
Oh yeah.
transition
easy
to
step.
yeah, it's
That's an
it's
easy
an easy and quick step.
That is
for
an
men.
easy
right off the jump.
For men.
Yeah.
For women, it's much more. You know, like I can meet a man that's attractive, and as soon as he opens his mouth, go, oh, for the love of God. I mean, a perfect example. I have a friend of mine who
So good.
who was gonna go on a date, and I was just on FaceTime with her, and he started talking, and like I guess my face changed, and she looked at me and she was like, "I'm gonna call you off FaceTime," and she called me off FaceTime, and I'm like, "What are you doing? He's an idiot." And she looked at me, she's like, you listened to him for 3 minutes. And I was like, and in 3 minutes, I already knew that he was an idiot. Please turn the car around.
Don't go.
And she looked at me, she's like, it's a meal. And I'm like, oh God, free or no free. I wouldn't be caught dead in that conversation. But like, he was just like and you just kind of look at him. I mean, it literally 3 minutes of a FaceTime call. And just from the maybe 20 words in total that he said, I just was.
You said it earlier. You said that the most attractive thing was intellect and yeah.
Charisma and you know what I mean? And
charisma may be slimy, but it's.
Yeah, charisma can be a little bit like a sales pitch.
Yeah.
Creeper.
Yeah. Well, it can be a little bit like Slick Rick. Like they can be one way one day and one way another day.
I mean, I'm a person of humor. So I love to laugh, and I'm a very,
Fun.
Fun. So I have to have that in return.
Fun, yeah.
So that's why Ray and I feel have always kind of
Worked.
You do,
because we sit in a car together and we'll just
goof off.
Yeah, and we'll just be laughing the entire time. But that's something that I have to have. That's not a
right.
Zoe says
that's a deal. Yeah, that's a deal breaker for me.
Okay.
That's a very big deal breaker for me. Big time.
Well, I got to tell you, I'm not sure what we solved, but I think we went the long way around the barn tonight, girls. That was a good time. Thank you for that. And let's do it again real soon.
Jesse's like, I'm never coming to this again. Never.
Okay, can I?
I think
you need to choose better men.
Can I preview the next
to
one?
do the podcast?
I'm gonna. We have a
Thank you, Jesse.
We have a wide variety of men coming up in this season. But let me ask you this: Can I give you a
You always
preview?
have the same men.
Yes, I want to know.
Can I give you a preview about what the next one's about?
I would love
Yes.
to hear.
At least in part, we want your comments. We
Sure.
just did one with the guys about a girl on OnlyFans.
The one that made the 34 million?
Yeah.
Score.
34 million
She's
on
a virgin.
OnlyFans. She's a virgin and a Christian.
Lies.
You no.
Lies.
So that's next. No, don't comment. That's next. Okay. Love you, mean it. See ya.